What's going on, everybody? Listen to me and listen to me very well. You have the right to remain silent. It's not an option. You have the right. It is your right to remain silent. Listen, I know a lot of you guys feel like you get baited, or you get tricked, or you get pulled in to arguments with your lady. That's on you, okay? Your level of emotional intelligence is going to dictate how you handle certain confrontations with your lady, period. It's on you. Stop saying that she baited you, she tricked you, she reeled you in, or whatever it is that she did. You cannot control what she does, but you can control what it is that you do. And if you cannot recognize that you're being you're being triggered by whatever it is that she said or whatever it is that she did, and that trigger is causing you to act in a way that's any less than a way that a masculine man would act, then that's on you. Your level of emotional intelligence is not where it needs to be for you to be considered a masculine man. A masculine man is self-aware. A masculine man knows what his triggers are. A masculine man knows what his strengths are, and he also knows what his weaknesses are. You have to be able to assess every single situation while you're in it to understand whether or not this is a situation that you can handle, or whether or not it's a situation that you cannot handle. And if it is a situation that you can or cannot handle, whichever one it's going to be, you have to understand what your next move must be. If you're in a situation that you can handle, fine, handle it. If you're in a situation that you cannot handle, you know what you got to do? You got to shut up, and you got to get up out that situation, period. Remove yourself from any situation that you cannot handle in a manner to where you're going to be, within your masculine energy, period. Sometimes you just got to be quiet, man. You don't have to say everything all the time. It's okay to not respond. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to tell yourself to shut up, self. Be quiet. Don't say anything, because I'm telling you something, man. Once you lose your cool, you cannot pull that back. Once you lose it, you can't pull it back. You understand what I'm saying? So if you lose your cool in front of a bunch of people, you can't pull that back. They're never going to unsee that. They're not going to unremember it. It can't unhappen once it already happened. You lost your cool, man. You understand what I'm saying? Never, ever, ever allow a woman, or anybody for that fact, to get you out of your masculine frame. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't match somebody else's. So you know what I'm saying? You a man, your lady gets in, and she getting her feelings about something, and she, whatever. You gonna turn around and act the same way? Nah. See, what happened is, in that situation, if you're a man and you feel like your woman is starting to argue with you, or you know what I'm saying, she's getting a little out of line, and so you feel as though you have to get out of line as well to combat that, that's not masculine, and you got it totally wrong. See, what's happening in that situation is, instead of you remaining in your energy and you bringing her back down to your energy, what's happening is she's pulling you into her energy. And if she's able to pull you into her energy, you're not a masculine man. Guys, sometimes you got to be quiet. It's okay to be quiet. And I know a lot of people jump out there and start talking about, the silent treatment, this. Oh, you using a silent treatment for that. That's, that's whatever terms they want to put onto it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody likes to use the term narcissistic or whatever. I don't know, man. But they always want to label something just because you don't want to comment on something, or you choose to remain silent. Man, you have the right to remain silent. Everything that's going through your mind does not need to be said. Everybody does not need to know what's going on in your mind. Sometimes it is not weak. It is not weak for you to remain silent when somebody has said something, or you know what I'm saying, maybe done something in a manner to where you don't like it. You adapt and adjust, but it doesn't mean that you got to say something all the time. Now look, some guys are emotionally intelligent to where they understand, okay, you know what, this is a trigger for me. However, I know that it's a trigger, and I can handle myself to where I can say what I need to say, you know what I'm saying, in a calm tone or whatever, without getting out of character, without getting all belligerent and loud and matching other people's energy and all of that. And I can do that and walk away from the situation and be cool. That's fine. If you're that emotionally intelligent and you're that self-aware where you can do that, then do what you feel that you need to do. But not everybody is built like that. And guys, that's where your masculinity comes in. You have to know whether or not you're built to deal with certain things. And you have to recognize when you're not built to handle certain things, certain situations. You have to understand that. That's a part of being self-aware. If you can't handle it, man, just sit there and don't say anything. It does not mean that you're weak simply because you don't say anything. Actually, it takes a lot more strength to not say something than it does to say something. Don't worry about the people who you think are going to view you as being weak because you chose not to say something. See, the people that are viewing you and they come up with their own opinions of you, their opinions of you are based on themselves. They would consider themselves weak if they don't clap back or jump back at somebody or yell and scream and meet somebody else's energy. They would consider themselves weak. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about what people are going to think. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is you and how you handle yourself. Once you're able to control your emotions to where you can handle the situation without falling into somebody else's energy, where somebody is yelling and screaming and all this foolishness at you, or even being disrespectful, so you feel as though you got to meet their disrespect with your disrespect. That's not, you're allowing them to pull you into their frame. And that's not what a masculine man does. You hold your frame. You hold your masculine frame, guys. You understand what I'm saying? You stay within your masculine energy. You don't have to match everybody's energy all the time. That's not what it's about. That's not what being masculine is about. And if you feel like you always got to meet somebody else's energy, somebody say something slick to you, so you got to turn around and say something slick to them and all of that, man, that's not a sign of being masculine. You know, being masculine, man, is about being calm, cool, and collected. It's about being emotionally intelligent to where the foolish things that people say to you don't even bother you, you know, or at least if it does bother you, you don't react. Now, a lot of times, man, we're going to respond, but there's a difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is just, you know what I'm saying, like a knee-jerk kind of, oh, they did this, so I'm going to do that. You know, it's like an impulse where there's absolutely no thought process in it. They did this, so I'm going to do that. They did that, so I'm going to do this. That's reacting. Responding is sitting, taking a minute, thinking about what was said and how you can either flip it or how you can just take it and put it away to where it doesn't even bother you. That's the difference between reacting and responding. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're emotionally mature, when you're emotionally intelligent, 9 out of 10 times you respond to things in a certain manner as opposed to just reacting to certain things. You got a temper. So now somebody done said something to you, you ready to fight. Somebody that disrespected you, you ready to fight. That's crazy. Guys, I'm telling you, you got to be emotionally intelligent. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to have, self-awareness. You must remain silent. It is okay. You have the right to remain silent. If you're not going to be able to say anything in a constructive way, if you're not going to be able to say something in a way where you're still within your masculine frame, you're still within your masculine energy, then don't say anything. Man, let me tell you something, man. Women are going to do things to try to trip you up. They are going to do things. They are going to say things to try to get you out of that frame. I'm telling you, don't fall for it. And a lot of you guys fall for it. Y'all get tripped up and messed up and all of that, man. You get baited into getting into an argument with a woman. Man, let me tell you something. A lot of times, man, women will try to get you into an argument just so that they can use the fact that you argue with her so that she can, go and do something, whatever it is that she wants to do. And now she can justify whatever foul business she got going on because you always want to argue with her. You make her feel some type of way. She's just looking for a reason sometimes. I'm not saying every time, and I'm not saying all women do this, but you have to understand that this is a tactic. Don't fall for it, man. Women don't like a man that argue with them anyway. She's going to view you as weak. Women don't like a man that can argue with them. It's not, man, I'm telling you, man, it's a sign of weakness when you're going to argue with a woman. Guys, don't do it. You have the right to remain silent, and don't let anybody make you feel like, you less of a man because you don't clap back because somebody says something. Man, you got the right to remain silent, man. Masculine men remain silent, especially if you ain't got nothing good to say coming out of that situation. All you're going to do is make the situation worse, especially if you're going back and forth with your lady, man. Come on, man. How many times y'all done said something and then you like, man, as it's coming out, you like, yeah, this is not going to be good, but you can't stop it because your emotions is running wild, and now you done said something, and now you sitting there trying to apologize 2 seconds later after you said it. Now you're like, oh, man, sometimes that's just what she was looking for. She was looking for you to say something or do something like that. So now she can justify whatever it is that she going to do behind your back or whatever the case may be. That's worst case scenario. But guys, listen, man, you do not want to argue with your woman. Don't argue with her, man. I'm telling you, because it creates silent enemies. That's really what it does, man. When you get into an argument with a woman, trust me, man, her feelings, depending on the type of guy you are, I don't know, you might really be the type of guy that's in your feelings, but I'm telling you, nine times out of 10, it's going to affect her more emotionally than it's going to affect you. And I'm telling you, man, whatever it is that you said in that argument, it's going to stay with her for a very long time. Women take things different than men do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, as a man, you may feel some type of way at that moment, and that's why you clapping back. But long term, whatever, it don't matter. For her, long term, it matters. Trust me. Every time you get into an argument, whatever it is that you said that made her feel some type of way, it stays with her. And all it does is pile up and pile up and pile up over time. She's still holding on to stuff that you said 3 years ago in an argument. It's stuck with her. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't just, delete out of her memory or somehow go to trash and then the trash get emptied and it's gone. Nah, it stays there. Every single argument, whatever it is that you say that made her feel some type of way, it stays with her. It does not go anywhere. I'm telling you, trust and believe. Guys, remain silent. Do not argue with your lady. I'm telling you right now, don't argue with her. Once you start arguing with her, it's a wrap. Don't argue with her, man. I'm telling you right now, you got the right to remain silent. Exercise your right. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.